All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's edition of NASCAR '07 as we have a custom scheduled truck series race for you guys this evening at the Kansas Speedway. It is race number 9 of 20 on the custom schedule season. And yeah, coming in with a very tight points lead, just 21-point lead over Ron Hornaday right now for the truck title. Of course, we are racing as Todd Bodine. That's who you guys voted for me to race as for this season. And we're off to a pretty good start so far. It took us about 8 races before we finally took our first points lead of the season. But to say the least, I do think that we are going to have a pretty good chance at a victory today because our mile-and-a-half speed has been very good. Lowe's Motor Speedway, we didn't get the win, but we did have a, actually, for whatever reason, hang on. I'm going back through my notes, and for whatever reason, my Google Docs page just got closed. Just give me one quick second. Can't upload new files to Drive. May not be able to send or receive emails in Gmail. Storage is full. I haven't gotten that before. I can't even type in it. What the heck? We're having some major issues here. Alrighty. I think we're up and running now. Apologize for that. Yeah, slight delay. Appreciate everybody that stuck through this all. But yeah, a little bit of a delayed start to the stream. It wasn't really OBS that was acting up. It was like my entire laptop. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me get into my Google Docs even though I had it open. I think it's about that time I'm going to be needing a new laptop. I had a 2-year warranty on this and I ended up, no, it's still doing the same thing. What is going on here? Let me know if there's any lagging going on because I'm still having some issues. I'm trying, guys. No lag. I don't know, it's showing a lag on my end. This is tough. This is tough. It's glitching. Let me know if it's good to go now. I still think it's glitching on my end. Is it good? All right. Well, we're just gonna get into the race before anything else happens. So hit the like button, subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Sorry for the delay to tonight's stream. I don't know what's going on. Why my laptop is acting very slow. But hopefully it'll be good. The good news is it is just a truck race tonight. So 250 miles, 167 laps. We are not doing a cup race this evening, so hopefully we can get things done and out of the way before we get any sort of glitchiness going on. I've got a knot in my headphones now. What a start to this stream. I'm trying to get the knot out. Come on, come on. I'll tell you what, this stream has been not so good so far. Appreciate everybody sticking this out. This is ridiculous. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, almost got it. Almost got it. I got it. I got it. We're good. We are good. All right, let's get this race underway. We've had enough waiting. Running of the O'Reilly Auto Parts 250 at the Kansas Speedway about to begin. We are starting last in this one. No practice, no qualifying. And we will see if Todd Bodine can get the win in the 9th race of the Truck Series season. It'll be Ron Hornaday on the pole. He is second in points behind Todd Bodine. Green flag is in the air. We are racing at the Kansas Speedway today. 1.5 mile racetrack. And not a good launch off the start here for Todd Bodine. Looking to settle in early. I did not get to play golf today. I didn't get to play yesterday either. It was too cold. Oh my goodness. Bodine up against the outside wall. Off of turn 4. Not a good first lap of the race. Not only he didn't get going speed-wise out of the gate, but then gets up into the outside wall a little bit. Costing him some more time. Bill Lester leads the opening lap of the race, so despite Hornaday qualifying on the pole, Ron Hornaday did not lead the opening lap. That's big for Bodine as the 30 and the 33 battle for the championship in the early going of the season. Trying to get a feel for the race truck. Now, we actually ran a race at Kansas already on NASCAR 07 on the channel. It was the second Cup Series race of the season. But this is our first truck race at Kansas on NASCAR 07. We have not ran a Busch race here yet either. Billy Kramer, Mark DeMars, Michael Turner, Philip Moore, Smokey Plays, and others welcome into the stream. Sorry if I didn't shout all of you guys out. 3 wide off turn 4 as Bodine looking to make a couple passes already. Still 3 wide down into turn 1. Underneath the 99 truck of Eric Darnell. Very, very tight quarters through the middle of turns 1 and 2, but Todd Bodine looking to make some passes, trying to get going. Hornaday takes the lead at the front of the field now. So he will get 5 bonus points. Again, only 21 points behind Todd Bodine and just 11 races left to crowning a champion. When the checkered flag flies tonight. Bodine to the outside of Ted Musgrave. And wiggled up into the wall he went. Bodine couldn't hold on to the outside and he lost the position, falling back to P31. I will say, when I played down in Alabama this weekend, when I went to Talladega, I did not play good. I didn't play good that round on Monday morning before I left, and I did not play good on Friday afternoon in Tennessee on the way down either. That course was extremely challenging, though. All things considered, I didn't play terrible. Alabama, I played terrible. Oh boy, clipping the apron a little bit. But I got just a hair loose. Timothy Peters was the winner in our last race, which took place at Talladega last week. We've got one truck blowing an engine down on the apron of the track into turns 1 and 2. One of the fantasy trucks, it looks like the 178, has blown a motor. That's another spot for Bodine as he gets to the inside of Craig Kenzer as well for 25th on the back straightaway. And Bobby Hamilton Sr. now to his outside as Bobby Hamilton's third in points coming into this race today. Would have to imagine this is going to be a 2 pit stop race. Bodine got squeezed just a little bit. Drives through it though. And still picks up a spot. Passes Aaron Crocker for 20th. A little contact in the tri-oval as Todd Bodine was aggressively trying to force his way to the inside of another race truck. Washes up the hill in turns 1 and 2. Still makes a pass though. Now David Reagan to the outside of the 30, and Todd Bodine will pass Reagan. Oh, he did, but there's contact as they get together off turn 4. Bill Lester back to the lead again as the 22 and the 33 continue to go back and forth. 10 laps in. Todd Bodine getting a little tight that time in turns 3 and 4 in the dirty air behind Reagan. Todd carried good momentum, though, off the outside that time. And he'll do the same thing off turn 2. Now he'll pull low on Reagan, but he clipped the apron just a bit on corner entry. It slides back in line behind the 6. And now Bodine going to the apron through the tri-oval as he dives underneath the 6. Pass is made for 18th. Todd Bodine's gotten through half the field in 13 laps. There's a great corner through turns 1 and 2 for Todd Bodine. Moves up to 16th. See that Ford truck of Timothy Peters on the outside. There's a little bit of 3-wide racing in the top 10 as well. Off of turn 4. Todd Bodine just ran his fastest lap, 31.363 at the start-finish line that last time. Sails the deep into turn 1 as he gets to the inside of Peters. And passes him. Todd Bodine 3 wide now into turn 3. As much as he backed that corner entry up, I'm surprised he was still able to clear both trucks by the time they made their way to the start-finish line. And Todd Bodine is now up to 12th. I will say it's not a perfect handling race truck, but it'll do. Bodine got the run off turn 2, squeezes to the inside of the 108. Not a lot of breathing room. They make contact up into the wall. Both trucks go. And both trucks got slowed down heavily. Thought Todd Bodine was going to be able to hold that corner, and I guess he didn't. Gets by the 164 truck on the outside. Oh, and he got clipped just a little bit. Hangs on to it there. That was getting squeezed a little more, and that might have been a little bit on Todd Bodine also with that aggressive move. Going for everything here in the early going, and it's not working out. At least there's a little bit of clean air for the 30 now. Might have to pause it for a quick second when I get to the back straightaway. I don't have the chat on my screen right now. Definitely not the cleanest of starts for Todd Bodine, though. Kind of been all over the place. Process of trying to make some passes. There we go. So Bodine's been as high as 12th place in the running in today's race. Obviously lost a bunch of spots after making contact with a couple different trucks, one of them being David Reagan, who was actually the next truck in front of Bodine once again. Long ways to go, though, still the opening fuel and tire stint of the race as well. A lot of action still remains. Todd Bodine's about 5 seconds off the race lead. Closes in quickly on the back of the 6. And is actually going to get to the outside of David Reagan on the backstretch into turn 3. Bodine not getting a lot of room there, but if he could complete this pass on the outside, that would be highly impressive. There's a little bit of contact. It wasn't a completely clean pass, and it looked like Reagan kind of jumped the cushion a bit. I think he clipped the apron corner entry. You can definitely see that 6 truck moving around in that bottom lane a little bit, and Todd Bodine finally has him cleared for 18th. Looks to drive on. No, I have the chat on now. I had to restart my laptop, so I'm getting a bunch of notifications and stuff from Dell. And bottom of the screen. Wow, a lot of contact there. That was on Todd Bodine. He made contact with a couple of trucks getting into turns 1 and 2, and they both got together to his outside and made for kind of an easy pass on corner entry at least, but not the way he wanted to get it done. Effective nonetheless. He's up to 16th. Diving to the inside of the 126, a little side draft in the tri-oval. And that's a clean pass that will be completed for 15th place. Flipping the apron a little bit, but completed a pass cleanly still for 14th place. Well, 3.5 seconds off the race lead. A little more than that. Tough to tell exactly who's quicker between Bill Lester and Ron Hornaday. At least in the early going, it maybe looks like Lester, though both trucks have led as they battle back and forth for about those first 15 laps or so, but Lester's kind of settling in a little bit better than Hornaday. Hornaday still outrunning the 30 truck of Todd Bodine, who has not yet cracked the top 10 tonight. It just gets starting for Bodine with just a 21-point championship lead over Hornaday coming into this race. Talladega winner Timothy Peters gets by the 110, maybe looking to get by the 187 as well. And he does, and Bodine going to have to just kind of follow behind Timothy Peters as they both make the pass. Peters to 10th. Todd Bodine wants to get around Peters for 10th place. And it looks like Marvin Sheth in the 192 truck will now take the race lead. Somebody to look out for in this race is probably going to be Hans Good in the 180. He's won 2 truck races this season, both of them on 1.5 miles. And even though he didn't win at Talladega, he led a lot of laps in that race on a 9.5 mile. See how deep Todd Bodine was in corner entry that time. Just got blocked off by Timothy Peters. Peters making a pass though for 9th meanwhile on the 151. That was a major block by the 151 truck as he made contact with Bodine. Bodine completes the pass still for 10th. Well, it's the first time he's ran in the top 10 today. It took 34 laps, but he's there. Pretty good off the exit of the corner, though, when he can time the corner out perfectly and when to get back to the gas. That is a dive right there. Barely clears Timothy Peters. And he'll stay in front of both the 4 and one of the fantasy trucks that was also cleared high. Knowing that this is a 2 pit stop race today, Todd Bodine is thinking about potentially short pitting this first stop. Squeezed by the 131. Todd maybe being a little bit impatient at the same time. 131 truck continues to block Todd. As Bodine finally makes his way to the inside and makes the pass for 7th. Clean pass through turns 3 and 4 as you just saw. Oof. I think the handling of this truck on the long run is okay. It's getting loose because of the amount of times I've made contact with other trucks and have gotten loose. Or have gotten into the wall, which we've scraped the wall 3 times already today too, which also doesn't help. Hendrick fans, thanks for tuning in. .129 laps to go still in this one. Long ways left in this race as Marvin Sheff continues to lead. Fantasy driver in the 192. Who does have a win early in the season, so he's going for win number 2 tonight. He actually won the 2nd race of the year. Couple trucks side by side in front of Bodine. One of them being Hans Good, who we mentioned moments ago. Very good on the mile-and-a-half racetracks this season. And Good currently running in the 5th place position. Todd Bodine will make a pass for 6th place. Halfway out of gas this point in the run, lap 40. Again, it is a 2-stop race today. And so Todd Bodine is going to pit early here as he will be pitting this time by at lap 40. He is not going to push it any further. He's going to back out of the gas. He's going to let Good go. Good was squeezing him, but Todd Bodine coming into the pits anyway this time. 4 tires and fuel for Todd Bodine. And he makes his way to pit road. So he'll top off on fuel. No adjustments here, just 4 tires and gas. It'll be the first of 2 pit stops on the day for Todd Bodine as he is going to short pit to try to gain track position, hoping that we stay green throughout the rest of this first fuel run to start the race. Yeah, definitely a 2-stopper with hitting halfway out of gas right at lap 40, so nobody going to be able to make this. I figured with it being 250 miles that it was going to be 2 stops. So Bodine's got fresh tires. He's going to be in traffic right around mid-pack right now. It's David Reagan, I believe, is in 18th. Todd's going to have to take care of his tires a little bit better this run. It's going to be much faster than the opposition until they pit, though, so this could be a huge, huge favor for him. Worst case scenario, we get a caution. Bodine's in the free pass position as he's the only car 1 lap down right now. Raced his way as high as 6th place before he ended up pitting. But hasn't been in the top 5 at all yet today. Hoping that this will propel him into the top 5 and maybe even the lead once everybody makes their pit stop. Two trucks side by side right in front of Todd Bodine. Had to wait patiently for the 126 to clear the truck he was on the inside of. And Todd Bodine will be able to pass both of those race trucks now on this lap. A little bit more clean air in front of him. We'll alternate through the different camera angles for the first time in the race today. So again, if you're just tuning in, it is a 2 pit stop race today. We have not had a caution at Kansas. Now, we have had 2 caution-free races this season, both of them a 1.5 miles. One of them was a 50% race at Texas, and the other was a 100% race at Charlotte that went caution-free in the early going of the season. But as we stand right now, another 1.5 miles with a long green flag run to at least start the race, and that's what Todd Bodine is hoping for here as this thing plays out all the way through, and he believes his pit strategy is going to be one that'll certainly help him. Good news is Ron Hornaday's only led a couple laps, so the likelihood of him even leading the most laps at today's race is slim to none. He was running in 3rd last we saw. Bodine's got a pretty big run on this 187 truck in front of him. Oh, and a big block by that 187. He was not clear. He almost knocked the 30 truck into the wall. Todd trying to get around him, and he's getting blocked big time. Top, bottom. Looking towards the outside again. Takes that undercut way down to the inside off the exit of turn 2. He's going to have to hold a tight line into 3 and 4. Clip the apron. That's going to hurt those rear tires just a little bit. And this 187 truck is causing Todd Bodine a little bit of fits right now. 50 laps in, 10 laps on these tires. Finally, Bodine going to complete the pass on the 187 truck through turns 3 and 4. I think once Marvin Shett took the lead away from Bill Lester about 15 to 20 laps ago, he really started to pull away. Good things going for him right now. Truck's almost making contact in front of Bodine as he goes 3 wide to the inside. By 2 trucks there. Quickly gets to the inside of Timothy Peters. 109 truck, a 106 rather, giving a lot of room for Bodine to get underneath him. And I think the 106 scraped the outside wall off turn 4 as well. And Bodine clears him. And a lot of clean air in front of this 30 truck once again. It's fast, but it's very, very edgy. Not the greatest handling race truck. Didn't make any adjustments during that first stop. Maybe going to make some adjustments during the second stop, but we'll just have to wait and see. About 112 laps to go. Not seen anybody else make a pit stop other than Todd Bodine right now. Todd Bodine backed up that entry to turn 3 by quite a bit. Look at the major run he's got on this 131 truck. And this was one of the trucks that is causing him a little bit of time lost, that is, to the leaders during that first run. And Todd Bodine makes a little contact, and up into the wall he went. That was on Bodine. He just tried a slide job that he drove it in way too deep and ended up sliding a little bit too far wide too quickly. Made contact with the 131, bobbled, and then scraped the wall. It's the 4th time he's gotten into the wall already today in these first 57 laps. Yeah, I did see that. Alex Bowman out 3 to 4 weeks with an injury. Injury to vertebrae in his back. Definitely wishing him a speedy recovery. Josh Berry's supposed to be in that 88 car then for a fill-in for those next 3 to 4 races in the Cup Series for Bowman. Finally, Bodine gets by the 131 truck. And he'll be back to having a little bit of clean air again. Honestly, when I initially saw the headline about Bowman being out, I was trying to think if he had gotten into a crash this weekend, because I honestly couldn't remember if he did or not at Talladega, and I was like, oh no, please don't let it be a concussion again, because that was the first thing I thought it was, but it was actually from a sprint car accident on Tuesday night. And not only is the second Hendrick driver to get hurt this season where Josh Berry has to fill in, but it's the second Hendrick driver in the Cup Series to get hurt in a non-NASCAR, accident of some sort, whether it was, skiing with Chase Elliott or a sprint car crash at least it was in a motorsport race, but it wasn't in a NASCAR sanctioned motorsport race. Tell you what, Marvin Shetta has really opened that gap up over everybody. Now, Todd Bodine's had these fresher tires for about 23 laps, so he is really eating into this gap. Little over 100 laps to go. Everybody else still has to pit 2 more times. Todd Bodine only has to pit once. Although they may be able to make it a 1 stop if they continue to run this. Well, they're going to have to go beyond 80. Yeah, they're definitely not going to make it that far. Should be a 2-stopper for everybody. So far, though, the strategy for Todd Bodine is looking like it will work. Because I would have to imagine he is more than likely going to cycle to the lead with how many laps he's been able to have fresh tires for. And he could still be on the track on fresher tires for about another 10 plus laps yet, easily. and into that Marvin Sheth lead even more. And still no other lap trucks have been caught by the race leader. So Todd Bodine, therefore, is the first driver one lap down. If we saw a caution, he would get the free pass. There's nobody really within sight of going a lap down right now either, so that's good for Todd. Willing to take that risk in a situation where he wasn't even in the top 5 at all through those first 40 laps when he did pit at lap 40. Todd Bodine with a run, looking to the outside. Little contact, he got crowded quite a bit. Hooked to that white line, getting into turn 1 and makes the pass on another lead lap truck. And is inside the top 10. If you're just tuning in for the first time and wondering why Todd Bodine's in 35th out of 36 trucks, it's because he's the only driver that has pitted. He short pitted at lap 40, basically splitting the first run in half. It was supposed to be a 2-stop race today, so he has no problem doing this. We get to the outside of the 180 truck of Hans Good, getting into turns 3 and 4, but Bodine decided to just back out of it. They're pretty smart there. Todd wants to get himself to the inside of Good. He's not able to do it there either. Hornaday in second. Big block. That was a dirty block by Hans Good, nonetheless. Todd Bodine trying to wheel his truck back to the inside of the 180 again, down towards turn 1, but can't make the pass. Slow into turns 3 and 4. Side by side right in front of Todd Bodine. Into the tri-oval 3 wide. Still 3 wide. Gets by him. Marvin Sheth has really opened that lead. Bill Lester's starting to fade over the course of this long run. Hans Good's underneath him for 4th. Bodine looking to the inside of Hornaday. Oh, he overdrove it. Had to apply a little bit more brakes there to try to keep it off the 33. Fell quickly in line behind him. Hornaday trying to block the 30 truck. Doing a successful job of it for right now. Doing what he needs to do to try to hold Todd Bodine back just a little bit more. Bodine again looks low underneath Hornaday. That time he got there. The apron worked successfully through the tri-oval. And he'll clear Ron Hornaday, the second place truck, off of turn 2. Bodine still a lap down, as he has had these fresher tires for 34 laps now. He was in 6th when he pitted, and he's already passed the second place truck before anybody else has hit pit road, as he still scored a lap down, but I'd have to imagine he's going to be pretty close, if not pretty easily, I should say, the race leader over Marvin Sheth once they pit, but then he is going to be on older tires by nearly 40 laps, and that's going to be tough for him to try to hang on. I mean, with the way that we have had 3 different leaders so far, and Marvin Sheth's led the most. He's led a little over 40 laps as of right now. And counting, there is still a chance Todd Bodine can lead the most laps in today's race. It's not impossible. Might need to catch a caution in a weird spot to even the pit strategy back up before Todd pits under green for the second time, because he will have to pit before everybody else. Without a doubt that will be the case. We're down to just 89 laps left, and we are seeing some drivers on pit road for the first time. Outside of the 30, of course, who again is already pitted. A lot of smoke off turn 4, by the way. We do stay green. We only had 1 caution in our Cup race at Kansas, and it was at lap 134, right at the halfway mark. In that Cup race, looks like Sheth having to deal with some lap trucks at the back of the field. Really slowed him up as he passes the 128 and now gets cleared of the 119 into turn 3. Will Sheth pit this time? He does not. He'll stay out again. Just in case we get a caution here. Get trapped quite a few trucks a lap down, and obviously Todd Bodine not in the free pass position with these 2 lap trucks just in front of him now. Not sure if those trucks are going to end up pitting here anytime soon. They didn't pit that time, at least. Todd Bodine with a run. Takes it to the inside, 3 wide. Into turn 1. Back into the free pass position in 23rd as he clears both trucks. Marvin Sheth still staying out on these older tires. And it does not look like he will pit this time either. A lot of smoke off turn 4 again. Todd Bodine got really tight in the dirty air, had to lift to keep it off the wall. Marvin Sheth going to pull him on the front stretch just a little bit. We're on lap 83 right now. It is very close to a one-stop race for Marvin Sheth. There are 14 trucks that still have to pit. Big block by Sheth on the backstretch. More smoke. Sheth stays out again. So Marvin Sheth is looking, as of right now, as if he may be able to make this race pitting just once. Todd Bodine going to get underneath him. Not sure if Chet's going to try to pit this time. He's not going to be able to with Todd Bodine underneath him. Bodine unlaps himself. Chet has gone 85 laps on fuel. Can he make it back to pit road? Little arrow loose potentially that time for Bodine with Chet right on his back bumper. That's going to hurt those rear tires. Bodine going a little further on these tires than what he did in that entire first run. But he has unlapped himself before Chet pitted. The problem is we still have 4 trucks that haven't pit. And Marvin Chet will go another lap. And it is looking as if we have a couple trucks that are going to be able to try to stretch this race on just one stop. Now, Bodine might have short pitted, but he was not going to be able to make it. He was going to be one of the first trucks to pit right around lap 80 if he would have tried to stretch the run out. He definitely wouldn't be going where Marvin Chet's going right now. Bodine's got the 101 truck underneath him. Todd Bodine clears the 101 truck on the outside. You get on the brakes a little heavier that time in turns 1 and 2. Craig Kinzer in front of him. Bodine to the inside of Kinzer. They make a lot of contact, and we've got a caution. Caution flag is out for the first time today, just past halfway. So we're going to be seeing some pit stops. Todd Bodine will pit. Marvin Chet was on pit road, I believe, when the caution flag came out. He'll stay out. Yeah, we're not about to be a lap down. I don't know why our crew chief is yelling at me. Why is he yelling at me? All right. Yeah, Craig Kinzer definitely crowded us off of turn 2, and then I guess after making contact with him, somehow the 101 ran into the back of the 47, and the 101 got sideways, and that's when the caution flag came out. Not sure how far back in the field we'll restart. We should be on the lead lap, though, at the very least. Lap 90, green flag back in the air after our first caution of the day. Todd Bodine get a restart in 9th. That caution could allow for more drivers to make it on field at the end of the race than just the sum that we were already looking at. A lot of 3-wide racing off turn 4 up ahead. A lot of trucks getting together. They got all sorts of wadded up. I think Hornaday was the truck that was down towards the bottom. They all checked up right in front of Todd Bodine. Oh my goodness, Bodine got really tight again in the dirty air. He's trying to get out of harm's way. Bill Lester's found himself back into the lead. He's probably had the best short-run truck of this race. So it's no surprise after this restart that he is back out in front once again. Todd Bodine getting squeezed off turn 2 again. Has fresher tires that he's going to try to hold on to it this time, though. Man, that is very tight. Darnell either lifted or he scraped the wall up there. It's tough to tell. Both those trucks were a lap down that Todd Bodine just passed. Todd Bodine running out of room on the back straightaway trying to make a pass. It's under his teammate Ted Musgrave. Musgrave is the lap down. A caution in the middle of green flag pit stops. They definitely trapped quite a few trucks a lap down. A lot of these trucks Todd Bodine's been passing on this restart. All been a lap down. Truck to the inside of Todd. Todd Bodine kind of boxed in a little bit right now. He'll have to remain on the outside into turns 1 and 2. Trying to hang on to it. Off the exit of the corner. Got a little loose, got clung up on that 178 truck. Golly. I was going to say, we'll take our first field pass of the race today. Todd Bodine's still going to have to pit. Nobody else hit pit road during that last caution. So, I mean, the big question right now is, will we stay green to the end of the race? Todd Bodine probably going to have to pit before the finish. By the way, Musgrave just ran his fastest lap of the day that last time. .67 laps to go at the start-finish line for Bill Lester. Getting our field passes done as soon as we can here. Musgrave on the outside, off turn 2, carried a lot of momentum. 16th place position. Oh boy, this is going to get tight. 3 wide middle off of turn 4. Trying to hold it. Head up to 14th. I'm not sure how many trucks are on the lead lap exactly. Ron Hornaday in the 33 down to the bottom underneath of Todd Bodine. Battle for position. Door to door off of turn 2. Todd trying to side draft the 33. Can't do it. Bodine to the inside of the 33. Pass made for 8th. Oh, a little contact getting into turn 3. And they'll be 3 wide right in front of Todd Bodine off the exit of turn 4. Bodine's got to run into the tri-oval, cuts to the apron. Not quite close enough to get underneath anybody, though. A lot of contact. Too much of it. Three wide middle. Down to 60 laps left. Been a struggle of a race so far for Todd Bodine. Continuously getting blocked. Contact with Eric Darnell. Does appear that Bill Lester's pulling away a little bit at the front of the field. Oh, trouble! Right in front of Todd Bodine, and he had nothing to do with it there. Caution flags out. The 151 and the 4 get together off turn 4 into the wall. Our second caution of the race. Todd Bodine clipped the 151 truck right in the back bumper, which completely turned it around, but he was practically around after he basically got T-boned into the wall. Well, this will ensure that everybody will be able to make it on field to the finish now. Todd Bodine will not be able to take fuel or tires in this one. 1.6 seconds of damage as he's on pit road. So 2 cautions now in the second half of tonight's race at Kansas. get another restart. Green flag back in the air. Lap 114. Tom Bodine spinning the tires on the restart. Oh, contact behind. The 187 and the 117 get together. New leader, by the way. First lap after the restart. Somebody got by the 22 of Bill Lester. There's a lot of three-wide racing going on up there. Of course, all the lap trucks lined up to the inside of the lead lap trucks. We still have 52 laps left. Plenty of time left in this race. Timothy Peters making more contact. That time was with Marvin Shett on the 192. Shett was leading a lot of laps earlier in this race. Get Timothy Peters down on the bottom. Bodine got a little loose. Marvin Shett chopping off the 30 truck of Todd Bodine, who goes up into the wall, and we've got our third caution. Overdrove the corner. He was very low on the back straightaway, and as flat as he entered the corner, the truck just kept sliding up and up and up. Into the wall he goes. Our third caution of the race now. And I don't think we're seeing anybody pit because these guys will probably be able to make it on fuel to the end with all these cautions coming out. Green flag back in the air. 47 laps to go. Tom Bodine just does not take off well in the restarts. He's got even more trucks in front of him. Big squeeze to the inside here for Todd Bodine. Continues to get squeezed all the way into turns 1 and 2. Just clears that race truck with a clean pass. And a lot of three-wide racing up ahead again. Hans Good to the race lead. First time he has led all race. He's been so good on the mile-and-a-half tracks this season. 3 wide and tight, by the way, off turn 4. The truck bounces off the wall. For the most part, everybody maintains speed. 45 laps to go. And it's an utter hornet's nest in front of Todd Bodine. Drives under his teammate Ted Musgrave. Like to get some passes for position in here. A lot of bottom open around some of these trucks. 3x3 again, and there was a lot of contact. Oh, and Hornaday spinning, as well as Todd Bodine, as we have yet another caution. Our fourth of the race. They stacked up in front of him. Hornaday went down to block the 30, who they are battling with each other for the championship here, and both trucks slide through the grass. Nobody really hit anything hard, luckily. Todd Bodine's going to throw some fresh tires back on this thing. A wild race. .5-second pit stop. Hans Good will lead to the restart. Will this be the final caution of the day? We'll have to wait and see. Green flag back in the air. It's hard to believe we want 86 laps to start this race. Over half the race caution free. And look what this race has become. Through all that, because there aren't that many trucks on the lead lap with the very first caution of the night coming in the middle of green flag pit stops. Todd Bodine remains in 11th. Hans Good held on that last restart, trying to hold on another. 3 wide, nearly 4 wide off of turn 2. A little bit of contact, a lot of trucks stacking up on the backstretch. Bodine closes in on quite a few of them, gets to the inside into turns 3 and 4. Bodine flatlines the entry into 1 and 2, slides clear. Somewhere in that first 3 or 4 trucks he has passed since the restart, one of them was for position, the rest were a lap down. Truck in front of Todd Bodine got really tight. A couple other trucks up towards the outside wall off of turn 4. They kept it off the wall. And that's the big thing. We've seen a couple stack-ups. Oh, and there's one. Middle of the tri-oval. 2 trucks get together. Bad block was thrown somewhere in there. And Todd Bodine picks up one more spot, and he's back to 9th. He's not been higher than 4th today, and 4th place was in the middle of green flag pit stops. Hans Good pulling away off this restart, by the way. Doing a good job right now. Bodine just ran his fastest lap of the day. Three wide. Passes made there for Todd Bodine. Up to 8th. I think Marvin Sheth was for position in there. He was stuck on the outside of all that. A lot of these trucks in front of Todd Bodine are for position. Ron Hornaday back inside the top 5. Big block on the backstretch. Bodine hangs on. Side draft in the 110 in the middle of the corner. Bodine still fighting for 5th. And now he's going to be clear. Nope, not quite. Good battle. 110 holding on for all he can, but he can't hold on any longer. 34 laps remain at Kansas. Todd Bodine is up to 5th. Hornaday in 4th. Hornaday has led laps. Todd Bodine has not. Todd would love to get 5 bonus points before the end of this race and still has a shot to win it, even though he has not been in the top 3 the whole race. 3 wins on the Truck Series season through 8 races for Bodine. Trying to close in on Hornaday. Hornaday went a lot wider than what Todd Bodine did through turns 1 and 2 there. Todd going to get to the inside of the 33. Door to door through the tri-oval. Hornaday trying to side draft the 30 truck of Todd Bodine. Really trying to hold him tightly. Bodine clears. It is a tight championship battle. It's a tight battle between these two championship contenders in this race. As if right now they would net even on points. If Bodine were to beat the 33 by 1 spot, if they both finish in the top 5, which they are running right now. Second and third place right there in front, though, of this 30 truck. Hornaday losing him just a bit. Bill Lester's been very fast today. He's probably led the most laps, either him or Marvin Sheff. Pretty close between the two of them. Third place and clear off turn 4 for Todd Bodine. First time he's been in the top 3 this whole race. Big block there by Bill Lester into the first turn, and Bodine's going to have to surrender a position. And Lester now blocking for second. This is exactly what Hans Good wants to see, is all this battling for position going on behind him. .28 laps to go. Now Bill Lester's back in third. Two fantasy drivers running first and second right now. Todd Bodine to the inside of Bill Lester. And Bodine clears him for third place. 9/10 of a second off the lead. May look like a little bit more than that. Todd Bodine just gets to the inside for second. Side by side now in the back straightaway. Into turns 3 and 4. Bodine getting held extremely tight right now. And off of turn 4, Todd Bodine is maybe clear. He's not even going to try throwing the block here. Now he does. Right at about the start-finish line, and he's clear into turn 1 for second. Well, we'll see if he can make a run at Hans Good, who has won a 2.5 miles this season, trying to get his 3rd win of the year, all in the last 5 races. And Todd Bodine, who has 3 wins through the first 8 races of the season, trying to get his 4th, and trying to get his first lap led of the day. Been a long time coming to get to this position in this race. 4 cautions in the second half. And it all started with that first yellow on lap 86 in the middle of green flag pit stops. Trapped quite a few trucks a lap down. As of right now, we only have 11 or 12 on the lead lap as a result. Some of those have been given back with the free passes under the 3 cautions after the first one. I think Todd Bodine maybe just a skosh quicker than Hans Good, but the thing with Hans Good is that he has the clean air advantage, and with Todd Bodine not leading the lap yet in today's race and getting involved in a few incidences, does he actually have the speed to be able to pass the 180 when he gets to him? Bodine has not been good on restarts today, so he really needs us to play clean to the finish. We can't have any cautions. So our cup race come down to the final lap at Watkins Glen on our green-white checker last night, where Ryan Newman got the win in our Mark Martin Revenge Tour season. Martin finished 3rd in that one. 2 nights in a row on NASCAR 7, though this time the Truck Series could come down to the wire. A little bit of a wake of dirty air. About half a truck like lower through 3 at 4 that time for Todd Bodine. We're down to 21 laps to go. Hans Good hasn't led a lot of laps, but he's leading the more important ones. Todd Bodine looking low, really low off turn 2. Good, runs him down the hill, side by side into turns 3 and 4, but Hans Good hangs on. 20 laps to go. Bodine going to the apron. Can't quite get to that left rear corner panel. He's getting close. Backed up the entry to turn 1 quite a bit that time. Trying to get a run by the exit of the corner. Good with a block. "19 laps left. I find a way to get the bottom to free up. Good's doing a great job trying to protect the inside right now. Just not enough room. Not enough racetrack. Hans Good trying to pull off his inner Kansas Joey Logano 2020. He played major defense to hold Kevin Harvick back at the end of that race. Bodine to the inside of the 180 truck on the backstretch. Into turns 3 and 4, side by side for the lead. Todd Bodine, who hasn't led a lap all day today, trying to lead his first off of turn 4. At the line, Bodine, 5 bonus points, his first lap led. He does not clear Hans Good. They'll still be side by side, though, into turn 1. These two are going at it. These two are planted. They have been side by side for about 2 whole laps. Bodine led the second to last lap. Hans Good led that last lap. And a block. It barely clears Hans Good. Another big opening. Hans does a great job holding Todd Bodine so tightly down on the bottom of the racetrack. And Bodine just cannot make the pass. Good has been the driver to beat on the 1.5 miles this season. Todd Bodine gets into the wall. Good opens that gap up just a little bit. Mid-corner speed is where Todd Bodine has this 180 truck beat, but on flat-out speed down the straightaways, Todd just can't get there. Wider arc that time. Cuts to the inside off turn 4. And if that was the finish, Todd Bodine would have led that lap by inches. Now he is clear, finally, off of turn 2. Bodine clears Hans Good. And now trying to block. They'll be coming to 11 to go this time by. Good to the inside. Bodine up high now. Off turn 4. Todd hanging in. But down the straightaway, he's not going to be able to. Ten laps left. Will Good get his 3rd win, or will Bodine get his 4th? Good trying to insert himself in the mid-season championship running with the hot streak he has been on. Trying to win 2 of the last 3 and 3 of the last 5. But it's Bodine who clears him off turn 4 the second time Todd Bodine's been able to clear Hans Good for the lead. It's only the 3rd lap led of the day for Todd Bodine. Truck a little floaty that time through turns 1 and 2, but he does hang on. He is not going to give up the top or the bottom here on Hans Good. Hans probably capable of passing him anywhere at this point. Todd Bodine with that little bit of clearance. Make turns 1 and 2 a little easier for himself. Still sends it deep into the corner though. It's alright though, it gripped up pretty well. It's a little bit of the bottom left open. At least through the first half of the corner, but Good couldn't get underneath the Bodine there. Is Bodine a little tighter in turns 1 and 2 than what he is in 3 and 4, even with the clean air on both ends of the racetrack. Well, that didn't help that he overdrove the entry because he slipped way up the hill that time. That's going to be an easy pass for Hans Good. Leaning on each other. Lost a lot of it there. Bodine's truck's just moving around a lot on him. Oh, we've got some drivers hitting pit road. Somebody from third just hit pit road randomly. I don't know if that was an engine failure or... I don't see anybody else in. Bodine had a massive run off of turn 2 to get to the inside of Hans Good there. Hangs on the left rear corner panel. He side drafts Good into turns 3 and 4. Can Bodine clear? He is not clear. Oh, a lot of contact. We're down to just 2 laps to go. And a battle for the race win between Hans Good and Todd Bodine. Bodine, second lap in a row, he's had a great run off of turn 2. Trying to beat him through turns 3 and 4. Bodine to the inside. A lot of smoke off the exit of the corner there. Todd could not clear. He does lead that lap at the line. Now can he lead the next lap? Final lap of the race. Bodine clear off turn 2. Hans Good with a run. Looks to the inside. Todd Bodine trying to block. He wiggled and he got into the wall. He overdrove the corner, and Hans Good will win his 3rd race of the season. Wow. I don't know if I got aero loose. The rear of the truck slid getting into 3, and then it just walked right up the track. There was no chance to save it. Maybe a slight overcorrection, and Hans Good is going to get the win at Kansas. His 3rd win of the season, all on 1.5 miles. He's the 1.5 mile king this season. Bodine led 8 laps there, all towards the end, but Hans Good gets the win, leading 37 after starting 6th, 0.3 of a second margin of victory, 4 cautions today, 29 lead changes. Average race speed of 143.46 miles per hour, 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 45 seconds total time on today's race. It did look like it got loose. It felt like it got loose, but I'm wondering if I got aero loose. He never touched me, but there was one other time earlier in the race when I had older tires during that second tire stint where I got really aero loose after I think Hornaday was behind me at the time when we were battling for like 8th or 9th. I ended up losing like a couple positions. It got in the wall. Kind of similar to that, only there was nobody else around us there at the finish other than us two. Wow. Yeah, Todd Bodine, second. Bill Lester, 3rd. Ron Hornaday, 4th. Spencer Claiborne rounds out the top 5. Bobby Hamilton Sr., 6th. Quiet but good day there. Teague finishes 7th. Johnson, 8th. Tingen, 9th. And Wilson Eubanks rounds out the top 10. That's a tough second place there for Tom Bodine. I mean, Hans Good was probably in more control late. We didn't lead till the very end of the race, obviously, as you saw. We didn't take our first lead till about 18 to go. We didn't even get into the top 3 up until about 28 laps left. So, I mean, we definitely had a fight late in the going, but it took a little too long to get there, so we had to go head-to-head with Good. Those late cautions in the second half of the race obviously didn't help us either, though. That's tough. Our teammate, Ted Musgrave, ends up finishing in 19th. He did not lead any laps. We had a total of just 9 drivers finish on the lead lap today. And then Jackson, Craig Kinzer, David Reagan, and Irvin all DNF with engine issues, and it looked like 2 of those engine issues came in the final 11 laps of the race. So 4 drivers DNF in total. That's a hard pill to swallow right there. That's a tough second place. Next race will be at Daytona for the Truck Series. So a Daytona Truck Series 100-lap race. It'll be our second Daytona race of the season. And after that race, we'll be halfway. Now, the good news is we do extend our points lead. Both Ron Hornaday and Todd Bodine had 5 bonus points. We finished second to Hornaday's 4th today, so we gained just 10 points on him. Better than nothing. And at least we gained points instead of lost points. So 31 points is the difference between first and second. Still a very tight battle going into Daytona, so that's going to be very interesting. So, yeah, Daytona for the next truck race next week, and we'll hope that we can get a good finish there. Our first race at Daytona this season wasn't so good. 32nd is where we finished with Todd Bodine. We need a better run at Daytona this time around with a slight points lead over Ron Hornaday if we're going to want to stay in title contention. Thanks for everybody tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe for more daily NASCAR content. Throwback Thursday channel, or I should say Throwback Thursday race on the channel will be tomorrow. We'll be watching a classic Dover race. You can vote in the community tab for which race you want me and all of us to watch together tomorrow night. That will start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope to see you then. Thanks, everybody, and I will see you guys tomorrow night.